probably why. Oh, upskirt myself again. I'm terrible at that. Hello, welcome to Driven It Tinker Time. Yes, that's right. I'm underneath the Douglas Special, and we're not doing very well at the moment, and I'll tell you why after this. Now, we've got a bit of a problem with our rocker covers. I'll tell you what happened in a moment when I come back out, but these clip-on extended rockers, and I'll tell you why I've got those on later, not great, because you see, you shouldn't be able to, you can see it, you shouldn't really be able to remove that when it's in place. That should be really, really nice and tight. However, because they're not, they don't really seal that very well, and they are crap. We were driving up to Stamford Hall, big VW show, best of the best in the country. It's been running for decades, I think, 4 or 5. However, as you know, we went to Castle Combe, didn't blow up. Well done, Douglas. And all going well. Now, the rocker covers were still leaking. And I was like, right, I'm going to use some sealant. I don't like using sealant. You shouldn't, if I'm honest with you, have to use sealant on these things. They should fit quite tightly. But these clip-on ones, because you have to rebend this so many times to try and get it to fit, and you just sort of, you give up. Now, I've had to have bigger extended ones because I have different rockers, which are wider in their arc. So normal rockers won't fit because they smash against the thing. So we've had to buy these ones. Now, I have got bolt-on ones, which I'm going to go back to the bolt-on ones. And there's a caveat with the bolt-on ones, as people have discovered, and I think I've sort of sussed out why. But anyway, so they were leaking. So I thought, right, take them out and I put some sealant on. Do you know, I've just put sealant on, I've just taken these off. That sealant has gone rock hard. It hasn't done very well. Anyway, as I was saying, we're going up to Stamford Hall, wasn't I? And we were driving along, I found a brush, and we were going along at 70, and it was quite nice. I was like, wow, I thought you're going really, really well. Suddenly, you know that scene in Cannibal Run where Roger Moore playing James Bond in the Aston Martin, and it fills up with smoke. This started filling up with smoke. Now, if you drive an old Volkswagen and the cabin starts filling up with smoke, the first thing you think is, oh, fucking shit, there's a fire. I have a quick glance in the rearview mirror. There were no flickering flames, and I just only went, no, that's oil. The rocker cover had shat itself. It'd been running really all right, and then suddenly, and just literally pissed out oil onto the rockers. And you don't really want to drive it when they're doing that because it's oil, it gets a bit hot. Thankfully, it just burns off. But I was like, oh, and it filled the cabin up with smoke. So I had to have the windows down and the roof open. It wasn't a particularly warm day, so I got a bit cold. Because the heating on this is, because I've buggered up one of the heat exchangers anyway, so it went wrong. So I couldn't actually close the heat exchangers because one of them is stuck wide open because the thing broke. I've got a new one, can't get it on at the moment because the exhaust has got to come off and I couldn't be asked to do it another time. So yeah, that is what happened. Cab filled up with smoke, oil dripping out. Oh, now one thing is quite good. I mean, it's not good, it's annoying because this is a job that I have done so many times now. And I am about to order some MP rocker covers, bolt-on ones, which hopefully will fix the case. But I want to try this. Oh, I'm out getting dirty. We might as well have another go. But one thing, I've lost my train of thought. Do you know, I knew that was going to happen. I should script this. I should have a script board with some things. I don't. What was I saying? Yeah, smoke coming in, blah, 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 blah. Filling up the car with smoke. Oh, yes. So, yeah, pissed out loads of oil. And it was a little bit annoying. Hang on, I've lost my train of thought. I'll be back in a moment. GoPro, stop recording. I remembered it now because I went, Anyway, so the one thing, because it's annoying that I'm having to keep doing this again and again and again. But it's shit cheap parts. My own fault. Put my hand up, miss. Put my hand up, sir. I got it wrong. I bought cheap parts. But some of this stuff we buy for this these old shitters, is not cheap, but it's still crap. Anyway, that's what I was going to say. So the only good thing is that it's consistent between both sides. If it was one side, you'd go, oh, what have I done? However, both sides are leaking. And you go, right, so that is down to parts. It can't be down to it. Doing rocker covers, I quite pride myself in doing dappets and rockers because his lordship behind is going all right now. Fourth time we've had him out and he's just come back, parked in the garage, not gone wrong. Fantastic. Anyway, I could do him, not a problem. I've serviced many of these, not a problem. But these are shit. So we're going to go for the Bolton ones. But there is, as I say, a caveat to watch out because people have said with the Bolton ones, what can sometimes happen is they go fall off and your valve gear goes with it and your engine gets buggered. Now, there is a bit of a problem and I'll tell you what that is when I get my new rocker cover. Saying, I have just been under there and we have just replaced the rocker covers. I've gone back to the bolt-on ones that I bought. The clip-on ones, it is this. And you've got to try and bend. And I said to the people, the sellers, and I went, they don't fit very securely. And they went, no, you've got to bend it, you've got to... You shouldn't have to, if I'm honest with you. I mean, yes, put my hand up. They were cheap. But I was trying it, and and it's backfired. I'm going to have to buy the new ones. Now, they do have... Who is it? MP. Yeah, I know MP bits are a bit... But they have got quite nice ones, and these are MP heads. So I'm hoping that the two will come together. I've just stuck these back on with some sealant and new gaskets, and I'm not overly happy. But there is a caveat with bolt-on rocker covers. If you've played around with a 2CV Citroen Diane, as I have, and almost came a cropper. Now, this is your rocker cover. This is the clip-on one. This is going straight in the bin. However, if you can look in your Haynes manual, I've had this since I was about 12 years old. I'm not 12 years old anymore, far fucking from it. Your rocker assembly. Now, I've had to get the big one. People go, why have you got big ones? Why haven't you just gone for the standard ones? I've got different rockers. I've got, so they're bigger, really, basically. They just push out and push it. You know, it makes the engine breathe a bit better. Something like that. Anyway, so these little studs here, these studs are very, very tight, very, very firmly into the head. But the bolts that hold your rocker assembly on are only 18 pound-foot on the chalk. And you go, oh, that's not a lot. Now, the cylinder heads on these, I think, are about 24 or 28. And I tell you, that's really not a lot. When you've done cylinder head work on cars, and you go, oh, yeah, yeah, brilliant. When you do it on these, you go, because you can literally, there is reports that if you can literally go a little bit too far, you pull the stud right out of the magnesium block, and you go, backer. He's got the Type 4 engine, so not quite so difficult to do. And I didn't have a concern or a problem, but these are a little bit... But anyway, so that bolt holds on to this. So the bolt-on ones, their bolt then comes through this way. So bear in mind that your rocker assembly is being pushed away from itself all the time, away from this stud. So it's always being pushed when the valves are doing what they've got to do. So then you've got this bolt here, and it's a big bolt, which then has a nut. No, a bolt that goes through it. So it's a big nut that has a nut, a big nut that has a bolt going through. I'll get there in the end. And you don't really want to do that up too tight, because there are people who have said, oh yes, my rocker assembly has fucked off on the motorway, along with the rocker cover. And they find it all together in one piece, but you've got a buggered engine. Because no one is able really to tell you what torque to do these nuts up. And you are literally going up like you're going on your nipples, and you go, oh, that's enough, because I was going, oh, fuck off. Don't like mine being touched. But you go, oh, and you go, fuck off. Little click of your nipples. That is pretty much as tight as you go. If you've done work on a 2CV, and this, I did almost come a cropper, and a friend of mine went, no, it is literally 10 pound-foot, or whatever it is. Because, or pound-foot, because it is slightly, just ever so slightly. Again, strippers' nipples, done. Because if you do them up too tight on a 2CV, what happens is they bend in. And then when you start your engine, you get this massive amount of clanging. Now, bear in mind, a 2CV engine does clang anyway, but they clang even more. And then you look at your rocker covers, and you see two little dents that have gone, doo, 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 because that's your rocker assembly smashing up against it, because the tolerances are really quite fine. Smashing up against it, bugs them up, and you go, oops. But yeah, there you go. So you don't do them up too tight. But these, in the bin. So yeah, that is what happens. I don't know where I'm going with this. I don't know if I can make anything from this. I was having a rant the other day. Really was. I was having a really good... No, it was this morning. I was having a really good rant. I had the most bizarre dream. In my dream, I was... What's her name? Oh, bloody hell. The dark-haired lady from the Human League. And I was like, that's who I was in my dream. I have no idea what I'd eaten. But yeah, and we were a pub. Cottrell, someone Cottrell. Joanne Cottrell, that's who it was. I was Joanne Cottrell in my dream. I haven't got a fucking clue where that came from, but yeah, there we go. Yeah, I was sitting on the sofa, having a good old rant to myself, I was. I don't know where I was going with that, anyway. Yeah. No, fuck it. No idea. But yeah, those rockers, absolute dog shit. They are dog shit, you know. Do you know, that's one thing I was... Loctite sealant, it said non-hardening. Non-hardening. Not quite that soft, is it? I don't think it's that soft. I think that's gone rock hard. That's, yeah, it has. Actually, around here, that really has gone rock hard. I was actually able to scrape it off the head really easily. But that's, yeah, that's not good. But I hate old cars. See, I do hate old cars. I don't. I love old cars. But I hate having to do the same bloody repair again and again and again. Because in the box, at the back of the garage, we've got a disc kit, because I need to put discs on this, because the drums on this are a bit, as I discovered, really did discover on Castle Combe Track, and I just went, oh, no, not good. So, yeah, I want to get on with that. That's why I've got him into the garage. I thought, well, I'll get him into the garage, we'll fit the discs. See, tomorrow, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday. Yeah, I've no idea. The event would have been gone. I'm off to Bedfordshire, to SMMT Millbrook, where we get to play with manufacturers' new cars. And also have to go up in this thing, because you drive new cars around the Alpine circuit and the big high-speed ring and all that stuff. It's nice to get back into something old and go, oh yes, cars have progressed quite a lot. VW, however, are going up there with their really old Polo Mark 1, but with the facelift and Mark 1. It's got the bigger grille. It looks dog shit. I don't know why VW did it. They just ruined it. Anyway, so yeah, going up to that. So I was hoping to take him, but I just can't take the smoke coming into the cabin. So I've got the Fiat X19 out ready. And I thought, yeah, I'll take the Fiat, because I like the Fiat. But yeah, anyway, I'm rambling now. I don't know why I'm rambling. Oh yeah, one thing with the algorithms of YouTube. Most people sit down and watch my things for about 1 minute 30 seconds. So to be honest with you, this rant I'm having on now, no one's going to see. Anyway, mind you go, take care. I'll see you soon. Oh, that's all sandy. I've spilt oil in the garage, and I'm now sitting on a pile of sand, like I'm at the beach. Right, I forgot where I was going to go with this, but there we go. Oh, let's get those, because they're in the bin. Yes, right. So, as I was saying,